lights where I have the bulbs, where they have the filaments. LED is more electronically controlled. This is a sensor that will light up as opposed to a bulb type headlight taillights.
So let's try this again. Let's redeem ourselves this time. Okay. Let's redeem ourselves this time. Okay. So, first, good morning, Sir Jacob. Thanks for being here. Okay. We got one of them. Good! One of the thieves. Did they get arrested? What happened? Did you know them? Did you know the thieves? Okay, so I'm gonna do smaller pieces this time. Let's see. You're not supposed to twist it apparently. So I don't know them, they're just crazy kids. Aw. Yeah, they're crazy for doing that. Okay. I'm gonna do small pieces this time to try to redeem myself. The whole block outside was pissed at the situation. Yeah, do you like all your neighbors? That is so crazy. Okay, so apparently you're not supposed to twist. You're just supposed to move it up. Your neighbors love you. Good. My neighbors love me too. It's good to be a nice neighbor because then your neighbors love you. I know, isn't it cool? So you're supposed to like not twist apparently. So let's see. So, Sir Jacob, are you going to get any money for your car? Or is your car able to be driven? Damn. Ow. Ow. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do each piece both ways because I think my hair is too thick for me to just do it one way. So let's see. So way one. Oh, you're getting 8,500? That's awesome. That's a lot of fucking money. Is that how much your car was worth? Hey, Cinnamon. Okay, so now I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna do the same piece. Ah! Don't forget to hit the like button. I have 0 likes right now. What the fuck's up with that? Okay. Okay. This is gonna take forever. You're not supposed to twist it, apparently. I got it for 9/10/2018, so yeah. Excuse me, what kind of car do you buy in 2018 that's worth $9,000 and then you total your car in 2024 and it's worth $8,500? Please explain yourself, young man. Oh, I see why you're not supposed to twist it. Don't forget to hit the like. Ow! Holy shit! Okay. Damn, it gets hot, y'all. It gets hot. The mileage was 70K. How much was the mileage when you bought it? I'd like, look at how red my ear is. Huh. Long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. So Cinnamon or Sir Jacob, have you guys been following the Karen Reed thing at all? So, like, we should all be really concerned about the Karen Reed case because something like this could happen to any of us. Like, if we just decide to one day date a, people that hate that cop could fucking kill him and then frame us for the murder. So this is something we should all be paying close attention to. So it had 70K when you bought it, and it had 120,000 when you totaled it. Not bad. You don't drive much, do you? Because that's not a lot of miles that you put on it. Okay, I have to redo this. Actually, that is like a good amount of miles, but by the way, it was a 2010, just a really nice one. Wow. This piece is not well. Let's break it up. That piece is a little bit better. Lincolns and Buicks. So that's why you like my American flag jacket. So like with the Karen Reed thing, I mean, I just, like, to me, it's so obvious that this poor lady is being framed for a murder she did not commit. And it just really bothers me how many people don't care about it, or maybe even think she's guilty. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. How could you think she's guilty? How could you be on that jury and, like, ever think she was guilty? Not be able to come to an agreement. I don't get it. No, she didn't stab her boyfriend. So here, I'm so excited that you want to familiarize yourself with the case, Sir Jacob, because nobody in my life gives a fuck to hear me about this case. So thank you. I do appreciate you. So pretty much, let me just paint the picture for you, okay? So Karen Reed, she's like, fuck, why is that happening? Karen Reed, she's like, by the way, I still only have 1 like. How is that possible? So Karen Reed is, no, that's the OnlyFans model that you're thinking of. The OnlyFans model that stabbed her boyfriend. And before that, you could see them fighting in an elevator on footage. Yeah. So this is different. So this one is, I'll just paint the picture for you. So Karen Reed is like a 42-year-old woman during COVID living in Massachusetts. And while living in Massachusetts, she's single. She's never had any kids. She used to date this Boston cop, John O'Keefe. She used to date him, like, back in the day. And they rekindled their romance, like, on Facebook. They, like, started talking again. And she found out that he has adopted his sister's 2 kids because his sister died. So Karen's fans are cringe. I think they just feel really, you know, like she's been wronged. I don't know. So, but I agree, like, I'm never gonna be a weirdo like them. But, so she's living in Massachusetts. She's a college professor. She's like a financial advisor professor or whatever. She makes good money. And she rekindles her romance with an ex-boyfriend of hers, John O'Keefe. And so they start, like, raising the kids together. That his sister left him because his sister and her husband passed away. So they're, like, raising the kids together. And so they go on a trip to the Bahamas. And she catches him in the hotel lobby making out with another girl. And they get in a fight because of that. And their relationship kind of starts to fall apart at that point. But they're still together when they get back home. Well, me talking about this seems to be boring everybody. Anyways, so they're still together. And one night, one of the children gets into a private school, so they want to go out and celebrate. So around dinner time, they meet up with their other friends, also parents of kids that their kids are friends with. And they just so happen to also be friends of theirs that are cops. And so they're all at this bar, and they're hanging out, having a great time. They're all like, let's go home, whatever. It's 12 o'clock at night. Let's go home. So The group of people that are cops, a lot of them are related. It's a small town. One of the brother-in-laws owns like a pizza shop. One of the brother-in-laws is a cop. One of them is this, one of them is that. They're all related. They're like, let's go back to my house. So Karen and John, they don't really know them that well. So Karen's like, are we welcome to go back to their house? What if it's just like a family thing? And he's like, no, let's go. And if we're not welcome, we'll just leave. So she's driving. They're both drinking. Which, by the way, in the state of Massachusetts, the city of Canton, it seems like drinking and driving when you're a cop is no deal. Cops drink and drive there all the time. So they end up going outside, and they're like, you know, one of the ladies is like, come on, come over. It's like clear, like they really wanted them to come over and nobody really knows why. Like, why do you want us to come over so bad? We barely know you, kind of thing. So they go over there. They start to drive over there. She parks her car in front of their curb of their house. Hello? It's weird. I hear a weird sound. So she parks her car in front of their house, like not in front of the driveway, but like in front of the front door kind of thing. She thinks he goes inside, and that he goes inside, and like because they had fought earlier in the month, things are still kind of weird. So she thinks he went inside and that he didn't want her to come in, so he never answered texts or any of her calls. I know. I do that all the time. So she's not answering any of his text. Sorry, he goes into the house and he never comes out to say like, yeah, we're welcome. Let's go in. Let's go have a good time. So she thinks he goes in and that there's like some other girl in the house that he wants to fuck or something, because he never comes back to the car and he never like tells her to come in. So she's calling him, he's not answering. She's calling him, he's not answering. So she's like leaving him voicemails, and she's like, you fucking pervert, I fucking hate you. Because again, this bitch is thinking like he left her. Like he just left her in front of their house. So she's leaving voicemails. She's like, your kids are home alone. I'm going back to my house. Fuck you. Leaving all these insane voicemails. Calling him 53 times. If you thought that he was dead, would you be calling him 53 times? If you intentionally killed him, would you be calling him, leaving him voicemails, begging to know where he is? No, you wouldn't. So, oh shit. So, she ends up falling asleep because she's drunk, wakes up, he's still not home. She tells his niece, like, he's not home, where is he? The niece calls, like, one of the people at that house because she knows them, because she's friends with their kids. So she calls them, and that's when everything starts to fall into play. They end up finding his body outside of that house, frozen, and he died. And so there's a lot of inconsistencies after that. So the family of that house, they're really trying to make her believe she hit him with her car when he left, or when she dropped him off that night. But the thing is she never backed out. So even though, yes, she could have accidentally hit him, they're trying to say she backed into him, which she couldn't have done because she didn't back her car to leave that house. Also, the fact that it's in the house or the front lawn. His body was found on the front lawn of another Boston officer, and that nobody investigated the inside of the house to see if there was any DNA of the officer that died to make sure he in fact never went into the house, because it's disputed that he ever went into the house. So the medical examiner and the coroner and all of them, they cannot determine if the injury to his head, which is what caused his death, was due to a vehicle impact, due to a physical altercation. So they don't even have any proof that this poor girl did this to him. And they're using circumstantial evidence that could go either way as their only means of evidence. Hey Greenie, how are you? I'm so glad that you're here. So something that we have, so yes, he died of cold. So he did die out on the cold after, but the thing is the reason that he was even out on the cold was because of blunt force trauma to his head. So now I'm going to start, oh, thanks, Greenie. Now I'm going to start giving you some information, Sir Jacob, that is in addition to, you're probably going to have more questions. So, couple things. The house where his body was found was the house where his body was found was owned by a Boston police officer. That Boston police officer has had that house in his family for like the past, he's had that house in his family for like the past 40, 50 years, right? After this happened, not only did that Boston officer redo the basement flooring, which, by the way, the body was found where you would exit for the basement. That's why the basement is important, because the basement door is, if you walk into the snow from the basement door, that's where his body was found. So they redid the basement floors, but nobody ever took any DNA out of the basement before that was done. He filled in his pool, which, by the way, you do not, in Massachusetts, it's not easy to get a permit for a pool. So, because it's so hard to get a permit for a pool, if you get a pool, you do not fill your pool in, especially if you're about to sell your house, because the pool adds value to your house. So, okay, the pool adds value to your house. So if the pool adds value to your house and you're going to sell your house, which he owned the house for 40 plus years, it was his parents, it got passed down to him. And then a couple months after John O'Keefe's body was found on his front lawn, he went and sold the house. Okay, so the Boston officer's house was never tested for DNA, and then he went and sold it. Now, if you Google John O'Keefe's arm injuries, you can see that it does look like a dog chewed up his arm. Well, they did have a dog in that family, but they gave the dog away a few months after John O'Keefe's body was found on their front lawn. And they never tested the dog for any type of DNA evidence either. And they rehomed the dog to another state. And they never gave anybody any information as to where the dog was rehomed. Woo! Go buy your raffle spots. Here. Drop your link. Drop your link for the giveaway. I win. Yeah, it was poor investigation done on purpose. That's 100% correct. Poor investigation done on purpose, all to... So then listen to this. The lead investigator on the job, his name is Michael Proctor. Okay, so the owner of the house where the body was found, Michael Proctor, let me try to explain this. So the owner of the where the body was found is friends with the lead investigator, okay? They're on two different departments because they got conflicted out because whatever, you know, because they should have been conflicted out. But anyways, so the new department investigating is the state troopers, right? So they can't have the same department investigate that is involved, right? So they hired the state troopers to do this officer death investigation. Well, the state trooper who was the head of this investigation, okay, look, his wedding, guess who was the ring boy of his wedding, okay? The owner of the house, his nephew, who was there that night when the murder happened, he was the ring boy at this lead investigator's house, at this lead investigator's wedding. Okay? There's photos of this wedding where you can see that. Go to Laced Up's community tab to get information about the giveaway. Okay? Do it now. Just kidding. Just kidding. But can you please hit the thumbs up because I only have 4. Okay. So anyways, so then what's crazier though is them tearing down that house where the Idaho stabbings happened before Brian Koberger or anyone is convicted. I know. By the way, do you think that Brian Koberger is innocent or do you think he's guilty? Because, you know, there's a lot of people that think he's innocent. Is that weird? Is that weird? Yeah, I based things off of evidence too. I'd really like to know because the Brian Koberger thing, like, I don't know. I know there's a reason he's sitting in jail right now, not convicted. I think that's criminal. You have the right to speedy trial. I agree. I would want a speedy trial if I was ever in a case where I needed one. Shit. did it, Cinnamon. I think the police chief is involved, and that's why they're trying to find somebody to blame so badly. What's this dude on? Oh, shit. Wrong piece. I don't know. I think the whole thing is weird. Like, didn't the attorney that was originally supposed to prosecute, or no, didn't one of the attorneys that was for one of the daughters, like, switch over to be his attorney all of a sudden out of nowhere? Wasn't that a thing? What in the fuck? There. Yeah, so back to what Sir Jacob said. If you're gonna destroy the house where the crime happened, and you're not even sure that this dude actually did it, that is fucked. Can't believe it's Friday. Is my internet fucked? I hate doing the back of my hair with this thing. I haven't heard much about it. The last thing I heard was him release his alibi, which was that he was watching the moon and the stars. Yeah. And I know you're not supposed to twist it, but I don't know. The Massachusetts people sold the house and got rid of the dog. I know. Isn't that fucking crazy? Cause like, you know what is even, oh, so Sir Jacob doesn't know this. So the body of Officer John O'Keefe was not located. So like, she didn't know where he was. She was trying to find him in a snow blizzard. He was not located until about 6:30 in the morning. Tell me why, if his body was not found until 6 in the morning, why was one of the guests at the house that he was supposed to go to Googling at 2 in the morning, 2:37, 2:27 in the morning? Why was she Googling how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning if his body was not found until 6 something in the morning? Make it make sense. Not only that, but that same trooper who was trusted as the lead investigator, okay, he was searching the girlfriend who they claim killed the boyfriend. He was searching her phone for nudes. And he was texting his buddies like, I haven't found any nudes yet in her phone. And the only reason that we know about this is because that police department is subject of a federal investigation because of their conduct due to this case. Now, Cinnamon, did you hear about the case in that exact same county? Sarah Birchmore, who was groomed at the age of 13 by 3 Massachusetts state police officers who were running the, you know how like you have ROTC for military? Well, they had something at this school just like ROTC for children, for kids to learn about the military, except it was called the Explorer Program, and it was for children or teens that wanted to possibly grow up and be cops instead of like military. So they had these 3 cops running it, and fuck, I feel like my internet's so bad. Am I blurry? So they had 3 cops running this Explorer program. Those 3 cops ended up grooming this little girl, Sandra Birchmore, okay? Same exact county as this Karen Reed thing. So they ended up grooming her. She ends up getting pregnant with one of the officers' babies. Ends up killing herself, committing, unaliving herself. Years later, turns out she didn't unalive herself. But we know that, right? We know that just off of listening to what happened. It took the police department years to finally declare this a homicide and not a suicide. And by the way, she was pregnant around the same time that the officer whose baby she was carrying, his wife gave birth around that same time. So Massachusetts is a corrupt place, if you didn't know that already. So yeah, Sandra Birchmore finally is gonna get some justice, hopefully. It can't be as bad as Hot Springs, Arkansas, La Titty. Do you have any updates on her, by the way? Is it hot where you guys are today? It's fucking hot. La Titty is crazy. any court order could keep her off the internet. Yeah, for all the money she was getting off people, there's no way she would be off the internet if she was out of jail. You're right about that. Damn, all that. Fuck. I hate doing the back of my hair. The back of your head is ridiculous. You know what I'm really looking forward to today? Do you guys ever go to Dunkin' Donuts? If so, do you ever get those snackin' bacons? They're so good. They're so good. Do you use that device because you don't want to burn your hair? I just bought this, so I'm just kind of learning how to use it. But it definitely doesn't not burn your hair, I think. I think it burns your hair still. But I'm using it because it's supposed to add volume. It does actually hurt sometimes, but yeah, so it's supposed to add volume, that's why. Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, you could burn your hair really quickly and easily with a curler. This is definitely safer. You're right on that. Aye. Okay. Oh, I don't know what I just did. That hurt. Oh, I just did something. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So I went to Texas Roadhouse yesterday. It was so good. You know, I don't know if they do this in all the Texas Roadhouse locations. I'm pretty sure they do. But if you go in before 5:30, you get the exact same meal, the exact same amount of sides that you always get. You just get it cheaper. Oh, we're so busy though, because all the families, because of 4th of July. I love. You know what's really, you're stoned. I wish I could get stoned, but I have to go to work. You know what's really, like, not talked about enough? What's not talked about enough is making a steak sandwich out of the bread. So, like, take the bread, make a steak sandwich. It's so good. It's like a sweet and salty combination. Ew, what is this? Ah, it's hurting. Okay. There's a cool setting, by the way. That's why whenever it hurts, I just turn the cool setting on. And it... Do you have a Texas Roadhouse near you? Because I know some people don't, and that sucks. Like Hammy doesn't. They don't have them in Canada. Maybe they don't want something that says Texas that big there. Hey, Rosin, how are you? I'm just doing my hair with my new tool. They really do. They have the best fucking steak. I had one yesterday. It was so good. I love Texas Roadhouse. My dad took me and we're sitting there. He's like talking about Trump. I'm like, we're sitting in Texas Roadhouse talking about Trump. Dad, like, please stop. My dad likes Trump. Sorry if you don't. Look, I mentioned Trump. Everybody leaves. Yeah, the bread is so good. Okay, so I was just saying, something nobody talks about is, like, if you've got a piece of steak, cut it, put it in a piece, like a little piece of bread. Chef's kiss. Don't know what it got in me. They don't make anything that tastes bad, but there is a 30 to 40 minute wait just to be seated. I know. You know, something I learned about Texas Roadhouse is that you can go online and get put on the wait list before you even show up. And then when you get there, you tell them you're there and they'll text you when your table's ready. And your wait time just got cut in half. You know Mr. Fulton, the guy that always goes on Hammy's? He works there. Not at the one I go to because we live in different states. But he works at Texas. If you ever get a chance, try a Cuban steak sandwich. Ooh, what's a Cuban steak sandwich? I'll have to Google what's in that. And they smother it in onions and fries. Yum. I love a good sandwich smothered with fries. Okay, last piece. I think, yeah. Ah. Ah! Okay. I love it this time. I'm gonna have to put some flyaway spray at the top because look at that. But much better this time. I feel I redeemed myself because, yeah, I definitely like it. Just ignore the flyaways because I have a spray that will like tame those because I have a lot of breakage at the top from all the things I do to my hair. But otherwise, the hair itself looks way better this time. Yeah, I like it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.